Hey folks, Ethan here at Hunt Ford in Franklin, Kentucky, and today we're going to talk about the 2021 Ford Bronco. We actually drove 4.5 hours to go check out the Ford Bronco in person at Super Celebration East. Ford had about 18 full-size Broncos and 8 Bronco Sports available at Super Celebration East for people to check out and see finally for their first time. So what we want to do is we're going to talk about the top 5 things that we were most surprised about once we actually got a chance to see it. If you had a chance to go see it yourself last week, what were you most surprised by? Let us know down in the comments, we'd love to hear it. So without further ado, let's talk about what we were most surprised by on the Bronco. One of the things that jumped out to us the most is the size of the vehicle. When Ford kind of announced that it was going to be built on the Ranger platform, we thought it was either going to be a little smaller than it was, or some of us actually thought it was going to be a lot bigger. And we really felt like Ford hit the nail on the head with the size of what the Bronco is. It's a little bit wider and taller than we expected it to be, and we were really pleased by the size of this vehicle. Ben, our Bronco specialist who went down there with me to check it out, he's about 6'3", and so I had him stand next to the Bronco so we could see about how tall it is. Now keep in mind that this was a big Ben that was Sasquatched out and had the bigger tires and a little bit of a lift, but it still gives you a pretty good representation of kind of what size this vehicle is going to be looking like. Not to mention, here's a picture of us standing next to the first edition that was there. I'm about 5'7". Again, he is 6'3". Kind of gives you a rough idea of how big this vehicle kind of actually is. On the inside, we were pleased with the amount of legroom and storage capacity that you kind of get with this Bronco. In other off-road vehicles, especially as a driver, there's a lot less room for your legs to kind of move around because of them being much more narrow. With that wider wheelbase, we really feel like there's plenty of room for your legs to kind of fit and get comfortable. The seats were really wide and sat really comfortably. And then in the back, they actually raised the back seat up a little bit so that they can see along the trail along with the driver. While we're kind of talking about it, we were really pleased with the amount of storage space in the back, especially on the 2-door. A lot of people have kind of talked about, oh, well, I need to get a 4-door to make sure I have plenty of room for me, my kids, my dogs, all of that. The 2-door seats in the back were much bigger and had much more legroom than I actually kind of anticipated. And I kind of commented on that a few times with how much you actually have to kind of play with in the back. Now, once you folded those seats down, there was plenty of storage room, and it kind of actually felt like the Broncos of old. We had that full truck bed vibe to really kind of haul anything you need to. Again, these aren't trucks like they kind of used to be. They are SUVs first, but there was plenty of room to store, haul, do anything you were going to kind of really want to do within the context of what you would do with this vehicle. The next thing we were kind of surprised by was the general ride quality. We didn't get a chance to drive it ourselves, but we rode along, and the road going up to the trail was really smooth, and we were even really surprised by the kind of noise level of the vehicle. We were in a soft top first edition, so we didn't hear much noise from the tires, nor did we hear any of the kind of flapping that you would expect from a soft top. That was all the way up into highway speeds, and it got even better once we finally hit the trail. We really got a chance to see how smooth that independent front suspension is. It took all the dips, turns, and all of the kind of high-speed spots like a dream, and then it really handled the technical portion with the rock crawling and the kind of trail turning as well. It was also really exciting to see the 360 camera in action. We were able to really kind of see all of the obstacles as we approached them on the course, as well as getting to see down to even individual tires to see whether or not we were about to hit rocks or to kind of navigate around certain things. We really feel like that 360 camera is going to make a big difference for those who are especially used to having spotters on both the front, the back, the sides. It's going to make a big difference with how you drive and let you feel a lot more confident about your abilities from the driver's seat specifically. One thing we kept commenting on while we were walking around the vehicle was just how good Ford's attention to detail was. Things like the grab handle as you kind of hop into the driver's seat or the passenger seat, the bar missing in the middle so that you could still see the full kind of sky with the speakers behind you rather than in the middle. There were plugs to hold wires when they weren't being used, and even down to the areas where it tells you whether something is going to be accessory ready and already pre-wired from the factory. Ford did a lot of work to make sure that this vehicle is going to be factory ready to complete any of the challenges you want to do, and those attention to details were very exciting to see. They even took specific notes to make sure that once you put the doors inside the back of your vehicle, that you have a ratchet kind of system to hold them in place and secure while you're driving down the trail. And then finally, we were absolutely blown away with how well this vehicle performs straight from the factory. That Sasquatch package is going to give you so much more capability across the entire trim lineup and not just specific vehicles. Some of the features off-road, like the trail turn assist, the sway bar disconnect, all of that we will cover in a later video specifically for the off-road tech that's kind of put in this new Bronco. We really feel like this vehicle is going to enable a lot of drivers who weren't previously experienced with off-road driving, and now they're going to be able to have a lot more confidence and a lot more ability than they were previously. So that's something that's really exciting to see. So those are just a few of the things that we were really surprised about with the Bronco once we finally saw it in person. So let us know what you thought about the Bronco, as well as if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, guys. We've got plenty more Bronco videos and content coming out over the next few weeks. Y'all are not going to want to miss it. As always, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.